You see how the United States is always on the business of intimidating quote-unquote equal partners? Like, what will you really say in front of the media or the public when you're standing right there with the President of the United States? Sometimes they will send the Vice President, Speaker, like they did, Nancy Pelosi to Taiwan, and the whole world was, the verge of a new order. They will also send Secretary Blinken for these quote-unquote bilateral talks. But everyone knows this is just ways of influencing the direction of whatever outcomes that they want. So I can categorically tell you that Africa is no longer in the business of being, bullied by the United States of America so that they can choose whichever sides the United States want them to. And this was so evident when, the South Africa Minister Naledi Pandor was asked what's the position of South Africa, or rather Africa, in the, Ukraine-Russia conflict. And just right there in front of Secretary Blinken, she had this to say.
Hi, call me Louis. This is my spot, LuiSpot.
First, for you, Minister Pandor, the U.S. government has been adamant, as Secretary Blinken just reinforced, that it is not asking African nations to choose between Russia and China and the West. At the same time, the United States clearly is hoping to marshal support at the UN and elsewhere for its isolation of Russia, along with American allies. You made reference in a recent article to the failure on the part of some to appreciate the principles of sovereignty and freedom of choice that African nations must consider in this regard. Do you think that the United States and its European allies sufficiently appreciate the complex interest of African nations in this arena? And did you discuss that today with Secretary Blinken? Thanks.
Well, let me start this time. I'm glad that Secretary Blinken has confirmed that America is not asking us to choose. I don't recall any attempt by the United States to do that. But in terms of our interaction with some of our partners in Europe and elsewhere, there has been a sense of a patronizing bullying toward you choose this or else. And the recent legislation passed in the United States of America by the House of Representatives, we found a most unfortunate bill that we'd hoped the media would say more about, because when we believe in freedom, as I'm saying, it's freedom for everybody. You can't say because Africa is doing this, you will then be punished by the United States. So that's been a disappointing passage of legislation by one house, and we hope the other house will not agree to such offensive legislation. So indeed, it is important that all of us accept our ability to hold different opinions. We are, after all, sovereign nations that are regarded as equal in terms of the United Nations Charter. We may differ in terms of economic power and economic ability to influence development in different parts of the world, but what will make the world work is if we respect each other. This is very, very important. And one thing I definitely dislike is being told either you choose this or else. When a minister speaks to me like that, which Secretary Blinken has never done, but some have, I definitely will not be bullied in that way, nor would I expect any other African country worth its salt to agree to be treated. Russia, I've tried so many times to explain to so many people. Russia is a very negligible economic partner for South Africa. Our trade with Russia is less than $4 billion annually, compared to the $20 billion that I referred to earlier with respect to the United States. So this fear that we exist under some push is, I think, a totally, really unfounded belief in the relationship that we have with either country. And we've been quite clear in saying we really advocate for peace, because we knew what would happen. We knew there'd be destruction, there'd be death, there'd be desolation. And that's what we're all seeing. And what we've always asked is, where is this going to end? Let us make every effort to get peace.
Alright guys, so what do y'all think about this new wave where leaders say it as it needs to be told? Share thoughts in the comment section below. Until next time, peace out.